The Everything Sequel Podcast is brought to you by the Vegas Beer Guys and the Everything Sequel Podcast. The Everything Sequel Podcast contains explicit language. You have been forewarned. Hello and welcome to the Everything Sequel Podcast. This is, I guess, still a Nightmare edition. Today we're talking Freddy vs. Jason once again. My name is Michael Shantz of the How Dare You Awards. Joining me, the man who wants to leap out of the water to stab me, Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions. Say hi, Tom.
Don't be a total cocksmith. Is that a pre-existing phrase? You ever heard anyone be called a cocksmith before?
I don't know.
Because it perfectly describes the character that it's targeted at.
It sounds like something you'd hear in Heathers.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. I
feel like it was something in the vernacular, but I don't know if I heard it on film before.
It describes exactly that boyfriend who gets crushed in the bed.
Piece of shit.
When he said don't be a total cocksmith, I was like, yes, I don't know what a cocksmith is, but it accurately describes him. Yes, he is one of those bounders.
All right, what the hell are we doing, and why the hell are we doing it? We came up with this idea. We're talking about this movie a second time, baby.
Just the Freddy parts.
Yeah, it'll make more sense this time.
Well, yeah, we restricted ourselves to just the Jason parts of Freddy versus Jason last year, and now we're doing the Freddy parts, so unfinished business.
And I was talking to you off mic a moment ago, because I've never really understood, is it or is it ma? Because I figured
kill.
I figured we could use that to if we get into dangerous territory, like we did last year.
Oh, if we that might not come up as often as it did last year.
It should be an easier task this year, but
this is a Freddy forward movie, as I think we said last year.
Correct.
Well, it's kill ma because it was Harry Manfredini.
Yeah, Freddy, I thought.
Manfredi, yeah. It's made him 20% more Italian. He distorted the sound of Pamela Voorhees saying, "Kill him, mommy."
Yeah.
Like when she's kind of being Jason in her head.
Right.
Kill him, mommy.
We're already talking about him too much.
He reduced it down to kill, mama.
Well, Freddy vs. Jason, once again, is a 2003 movie. 41% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
Yeah. They just don't respect horror. But I can also see people... I watch this movie and I'm having a good time, but I could see people watching it and thinking, "What? This is nonsense."
Well, Wes Craven specifically says in Never Sleep Again that he didn't see the value in it.
Yeah.
He didn't understand why you would want to make a movie of this. I mean, it goes. Yeah, I mean, obviously, part of it is going back to the well of the monster crossover movies in the Universal era.
Yeah.
There's kind of a WrestleMania dimension to it.
Sure.
You know, and it also it's I think you're on kind of shaky ground because it comes out of fan discourse. It's like, who would win in a fight between Freddy and Jason,
right.
or who would win? I mean, that's essentially the idea of the movie. So, I guess when you add all that together, then it reduces the respectability culturally of this kind of a project, because they're all it's like three different kinds of derided media on top of each other, really.
Yeah, right.
But it's a much better movie than it deserves to be.
Absolutely.
Under those conditions, and under the fact that it took so long to make, and
yeah,
that's usually a big red flag.
Sure.
that the movie's not worth making, a la Crystal Skull,
Mm-hmm.
or Dial of Destiny for that matter.
But it kind of reminds me of our conversation of Nightmare 4, because I kind of equate Ronnie Yu with Rennie Harlan in the sense of,
Yeah.
I mean, a little less so, because Ronnie Yu, admittedly, he was like, I don't even know anything about this. I don't like horror movies. But
Well, interestingly,
he makes
the
audacious kind of
Yeah.
choices, and he ends up making a pretty good movie.
Well, interestingly, the English translation of Ronnie Yu is Rennie Harlan. No, yeah, I think his direction is a big part of why this movie is so successful.
Mm-hmm.
He understands the material. He understands what he's doing.
Yeah, it was just sort of innately there for him.
Mm.
And even when people question him, he goes, no, like, don't worry. Like, this is a good idea. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And he was right. He's vindicated.
Yeah, well, when they recruited him from Bride of Chucky as well. So
right, so...
They knew what they were
in his
getting.
filmography, that's really the only movie I know. I haven't seen The Savior or Phantom Lover or Warriors of Virtue, but I know Bride of Chucky and have seen it. Formula 51. And I think he just quit, right? Because his last movie is Saving General Yang from 2013.
Is that a remake of Saving Private Ryan?
Oh, no.
But from the Japanese perspective?
Yeah. They have to go. Maybe he got a downed plane from the Pearl Harbor attack. They had to go get him.
I don't know.
He's had 2 brothers die. It's like, why are you talking like that?
At least he's a general.
Yeah.
Makes more sense why you
Right,
would waste
right.
so many resources on finding
Yeah.
him.
What else? This movie, Money Corner. This movie had a budget. This is the biggest budget for sure. $30 million. Opening weekend of 36.4. In the USA, $82.6 million. And in the world, $116.6 million.
Vindication.
Yeah, money. Money, honey.
Wow. So this is the most successful
Yeah.
Freddy movie? Probably the most successful Jason movie, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you know, it's yeah, it deserves to make money, but it's by no means
It's not the best movie in the
best.
series. Yeah.
It's not the best
In either
movie in
series.
this, nor is it really part of the series.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked about it. Neither one of us. Of course, there were fans clamoring for this movie, but we weren't 2 of them.
No.
I didn't need to see this, but I was happy to see it.
Yeah, I was happy given the way it was done. I was happy to see it, and yeah, it gets better each time I see it. I find something else to like that I haven't noticed before, which you wouldn't expect.
I know.
From this kind of a movie. You think it would be diminishing returns, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
The first time you see it, it's kind of almost too much to process at once. So it bears repeat viewings, even though you think the opposite would be true.
Well, we're going to switch it up. We got classic kind of New Line logo, but it's all blood red, baby.
Yes, the color of blood.
And we have both kind of themes. We got the nightmare theme. And I can go ahead and say
Well, what do we call what's the equivalent of Sleepytime Killer for Friday?
Yeah, I was thinking
well, he's called the Goalie in this movie.
that goalie was
Man,
pissed about
dude, that
something.
goalie was pissed about something.
The goalie time killer,
Hockey puck,
the waterlogged killer,
reverse psycho killer,
yeah,
Notman Bates,
goalie mask killer.
Yeah, okay. None of them are as good as a Sleepytime Killer.
Yeah, none of them kind of raised to that level.
Well, you've got to think of something that would be what you'd call Friday the 13th, where a family-friendly property.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, like Lakeside Shenanigans. Anyway.
Yeah, because it's just too difficult. You want to over-explain.
Mm-hmm.
Water is my
Yeah,
the water is my enemy killer.
I'm content to just call him the goalie.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the movie on this one.
Yeah, me too. Now, oh wait, I wrote down Springwood slasher ? Do we get a title card thing?
No, it's Freddy's narration.
Okay, because I do have that Freddy tells us his story.
Yes, yeah.
And are we
also,
we kind of retconning this? Is this this feels like a part of Freddy's dead, right? He has to be remembered to be killed, or to be to have power. The
very first thing I noticed, Freddy's music is first.
Yes.
Even though it's a mashup, and I'm like, okay, so we know whose movie this really is. And then we go into Freddy voiceover and the boiler room. So I'm like, well, this is so far just a nightmare movie. Plus, you get to see Robert Englund out of makeup again in this scene. But so I think the voiceover is an attempt to fill in the non-fandom audience on the backstory.
Right.
The clip montages are there for the fans.
It's so weird to me, though. I mean, how many non-fans do they think are coming to see this movie?
I think they're kind of hoping for a new audience. I think what they do, they have a yeoman's effort. I like these. By the way, I like these screenwriters a lot. I think they do some really good stuff here and in the Friday the 13th reboot as well. I think what they're trying to do is trying to cobble together the mythology as best they can into a coherent story.
Sure.
So I think they've backed off as the movie, maybe not necessarily as presented here, but as it goes on, they've sort of backed off from some of the more extreme qualities of the ghost town full of dead children.
Yes.
From Freddy's Dead, but they've kept the essence of that, which is the cover, the cover up.
Right.
Part of the cover up is to kind of erase people's memories, and basically they've kind of cut out the middleman of that and sort of said, like, Hypnosil is both how you keep people awake and keep them under control.
Yeah, but that's just for the troublesome kids that they take to the hospital. I mean, the problem with the premise is,
I like that idea better, that it's just like we send them to we send them to a mental hospital to keep them quiet.
That certainly works better. But you still have the adults, and I guess it's supposed to be enough that if they just don't talk about it, then they're not remembering Freddy, so he has no power, even though they all clearly remember who he is, what he did.
I think, they made this is a better version of what we see in Freddy's Dead.
Definitely.
The idea of
definitely a better idea.
The town is committed to the cover-up at all levels.
Yes, right.
And that's what it should have been in Freddy's Dead, rather than, the reality border at the as you leave town.
Right.
Now leaving Springwood and and entering reality.
Yes.
So because this works on a realistic level in the way that the other one doesn't.
That's true.
So I think they claim back some of the credibility of that plot device,
right?
But they back off a lot of the sort of redundant quirkiness and supernatural aspect of that as well. But yeah, I think they're genuinely hoping to grab a new audience here. Remember, this is nearly 10 years after the last Nightmare movie.
Yes.
The future of the series kind of rests on this, even though it's just a spin-off.
Yeah. But we had, 2001 was Jason X?
Yeah, Jason. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know, because we're not allowed to talk about any of that.
True.
Kill.
I'll battle you.
We're not allowed to talk about
you.
We're not allowed to talk about pissed goalie.
That pissed goalie. Pissed goalie is the way to go. Not just goalie.
It's such a great line, pissed goalie. Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny that we're doing this movie again, and we can't talk about pissed goalie.
Pissed goalie.
And and this is the part where he's most focused. It's the beginning of the movie.
Well, we can just skip it and just focus on.
But what we have is a certain somebody turning into Freddy.
Well, we can, yeah, we do. We have pissed goalie mom.
Yes,
turns into Freddy. First of all, when you see this, because I've never watched this. I don't think I've ever watched this Afternoon Nightmare. So the reset of the Freddy look is welcomed.
Yes, much better.
And you realize how essential it is.
Yeah, right.
That he comes in just looking like the Freddy you know. I'm so glad they didn't. It reminds me of like, and you're gonna love this. It reminds me of the continual redesign of the Daleks in Doctor Who. Like they did a big overhaul.
It was either Doctor Who or Deep Space Nine. It had to be one or the other.
Basically, anything nerdlinger adjacent. And they sort of like, and you know, they redesigned it in this kind of pop art fashion that didn't work. And, you know, they spent the next sort of 10 years trying to come up with story reasons as to why they no longer look like that.
Sure.
And again, well, I will bring in Deep Space Nine, like the Klingons. And their redesign and how they dealt with that. So I'm really glad that they're just like, come on, this is a fan-friendly film.
Right.
They are not going to want to see green trilbead, leather-trousered, trench-coated, plastic-faced Freddy Krueger. They're going to want to see the Freddy Krueger they know and love.
Right.
So, yeah, I think so. Watching it this time, I sort of thought.
Did you look back, by the way, at your notes from last time?
Yes, a little. Yeah, just to make sure I hadn't overlapped on anything.
Well, what was funny to me was that my notes were not identical, but fair. I mean, close to. Like all my thoughts before were my thoughts now. So
it's like Rashomon. It's just the same story, but seen from different perspectives. I think pissed goalie mom.
Yeah.
And Freddy are a better matchup than Freddy and pissed goalie.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Because she's very verbal.
Yeah. Right.
She's got all the. She's got the lines as well. She's theatrical. So anyway, I was just like, as they did it, I was like, this is more of an equivalent than... And also, you know, she's the OG... You go
back to the original, right.
She's the OG slasher killer. It's funny because when Freddy says, you know, quotes himself saying, my children.
Yeah.
It's kind of like his children and both the children in the Elm Street Kids, but also Elm Street Kids. What a great spin-off, the Elm Street Kids. But
that's a television show.
It feels like he's also talking to the audience. It's like, you're my kids, you grew up with me.
Yeah, right.
The fans.
You belong to me.
For me. Yeah.
You want to know why? Because I'm the fucking focus of this movie. That's why.
And so I'm only superficially know anything about the world of wrestling, but I wonder how much they drew from like wrestling kind of like
roadmaps, fight roadmaps almost.
Well, yeah, you like the
or
like
even
the big
before the fight, like the back and forth.
Exactly, yeah. The back and forth, but you know, in those WrestleMania, and you know, there would be all these inbuilt storylines, wouldn't there? Of like, you know, one of the wrestlers is kind of down on his luck, and he has to come back.
Sure. And
that kind of feels like what we're doing with Freddy here. That he's sort of like, this is his comeback.
Yeah, I mean, he needs. You know, he's a man with a plan.
Yeah, reminded me of Darren Aronofsky's the Wrestler. At this point of the movie. Well, this is still the cold open as well. I mean, like we've yet to hit the titles.
Right. Because we get
the titles that don't favor one over the other. They're just like, let's just have slashing of skin,
flesh slash titles.
Sheets
I call
of blood.
It. Yeah.
That'll take care of it all. That covers it all.
I meant to make a note, but I didn't, because I put flesh slash titles, but I didn't. So it's not It's not Freddy forward. It doesn't look like a claw.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't look. It could be literally pissed goalie or Sleepytime killer.
All right.
Now, the first note of cognitive dissonance I have in this movie is first thing that bumps me, and it's meant to bump you because it's worlds. George Costanza worlds are colliding. Mm-hmm. You knew about the worlds theory. Elm Street sign with piss goalie sounds.
Yeah, right.
You're like, whoa!
What are you doing?
It's not possible.
But this is, it's funny.
He belongs in Crystal Lake.
I mean, it's by design because Freddy has set pissed goalie forth, and this is his time to shine in the movie.
And in the fans' mind, they go, this is where you turn to the person with you and go, unless you're me who goes to movies alone, but you turn to the person next to you who came with you, say, or just a complete stranger, and say, "Oh, Freddy's gonna be pissed when he finds out that he's at Elm Street,
his old house."
And so, one of my big surprises rewatching this movie a year later.
Yellow door.
No, I've come to terms with the fact that they're allowed to repaint that door as much as they want. Doors are allowed to be repainted, and it doesn't constitute a retcon. How much I really like this scene that's coming up.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's really well written because there's like references to things like feng shui.
Yeah, right.
I just like that. I was going, this scene is unusually well written. It reminds me of, again, the writing in the Friday the 13th reboot, but some of the recent Scream movies as well. I'm like, this is unusually well written dialogue and characterization, and we're post Scream too, right?
Yeah,
this is
sure.
It's the time for witty teenagers.
Yes.
In horror movies.
And also, I couldn't reconcile it in my brain because I can't remember the first time somebody came up to me and said "fuck, marry, kill," but this felt pretty early.
Yeah.
So I thought,
well, no one. I mean, we talked about it last year. The idea that you would be doing it with the Three Stooges rather than I don't know, fucking who would it have been, like the Dawson's Creek cast,
George Clooney, Anthony Edwards, and I guess that's even a little late for ER, but yeah, the Backstreet Boys
and Sync or something like that. But yeah, I think it is like I like that pull.
I have so many notes about that asshole of a guy when the boys show up and he's like, "Babe, don't make me ask you twice."
He is, you might say, a total cocksmith.
He is a total cocksmith.
They came up with a word just for him that describes him. Oh, the other kind of, what this movie does quite well is to kind of play off the differences of the two franchises against each other. Mm-hmm. And so, like, what you're used to in Pissed Goalie World is the one rural cop who leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Before anything happens. He drives off on his little bike and then there's fucking movies. Then they're left to the elements.
Right.
But here, it's like, it's striking how many police officers turn up. Like, there's like 8 of them going, "Is everything okay?" Yeah. Like, they're just wandering around looking for crimes. I'm like, this is a very different world we're in.
But I think it's fairly smart that they have the one cop who's new to the force and he doesn't know the history.
Clever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. And no one will tell him the history either.
Yes, right.
So he has to draw it out of people step by step, which means we get it drip by drip.
I know we can't talk about the kill itself really or who made it, but when they have sex and that asshole is like, I don't like to be touched afterwards. My note both times, both last year and this year, is like, I can't wait for this kid to die.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, when the police asking them questions, they're asking questions about people's dreams. They're literally the dream police.
Yeah, right. And that's a shift, right?
They come inside of their
It's
heads.
the first time that people in authority, adults or parents or police, are ever at the forefront, knowing what's going on,
Yeah.
and trying to keep it at bay as opposed to always being in the dark.
Yeah.
It's a nice shift. I think that's a smart shift.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's a good inversion.
You expect an interrogation about what goes on in the real world, but all they're interested in is finding out what happened in the dream world. It's a shame we've made the transition to digital blood and imagery.
Yeah.
Because the dreams that lack a kind of visceral edge.
Mm-hmm.
Although, it's kind of good for the sort of long shadow of Freddy, like half-power Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like in and out. He's kind of trying to get back into match fitness. So that kind of looks good, done digitally. And then we go to a hospital full of kids on Hypnosil. So this is
playing the hits.
Like this early part of the movie. What I really like is it reassures me that this movie's written by franchise fans who want to nod to past storylines and past mythology, but are also competent enough to try and make that work within the frame of this movie.
Mm-hmm. There's
like Hypnosil. What they understand the significance of that in the series.
Sure. Before we get to that, though, I do like when what's the character's name? I think it's Lori, right? Monica Keena. When she falls asleep at the police station.
Yeah.
And the little girl with her back to her turns out with her eyes cut out. Because until New Nightmare, you don't see, even though I don't know if that's real or not. I don't know if that's a real kid that Freddy once killed or not, but violence against a child so young, it's referred to, but not seen.
Yeah.
And so that all, I don't know, it's a good little bit of ratcheting tension for me.
Well, speaking of ratchet.
Yes.
Nurse Ratchet. This mental hospital is more like
Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah.
How they're dressed, the lining up for the medication.
They just have to put up the bag that they fuck with people. It makes them get back into line.
You can hear Jack Nicholson in the background go, "Jump up and put it in the basket." Juicy fruit. This again, great dialogue here when the kid says, "I'm an Uno guy."
Yeah.
I've used that in real life. I'm like, if it tries to play poker with me, I'm an Uno guy. It's like the dialogue could so easily be placeholder, but it's not. It's like written properly.
Yeah.
My next note is flash frame jump scares of Freddy. That we get.
Is that when he tries to slash the kid but doesn't have enough power?
Think so, yeah.
Okay.
Then the girl hugging with cigarette in hand.
I don't remember that. What's that?
I don't know. Like I think after the deaths, they all meet up with each other, and then is it Destiny's Child, like hugging with a cigarette in hand?
Oh, because they go to school. It was Waking Nightmare when the dad is clearly trying to drug his own daughter before she leaves for school. That was terrible. But yes, then she goes to school and the kids are all talking.
And we have a kind of updated. So when we meet in a couple of new kids, we've got the data dork, and not Jay.
Is that
from Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah, right.
These kind of like updated series archetypes. So you've got the stoner and the nerd.
Sure.
But now the nerd is associated with computers and coding because it's 2003, and they've just made the stoner Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. So they kind of modernized and also plagiarized at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that the unraveling of the cover up is written really skillfully.
Yeah.
There's a kind of chain reaction of them finding out as we go.
Right.
Through a dropping of clues here, and I don't.
But on multiple different because the cop is dealing with the station and his chief, and then Laurie's dealing with her dad, and then Laurie's finding out about Will. Well, maybe it's a little ways down the line when she finds out he was at the like sent to the hospital because of her dad.
Yeah. We also get another example, and for some reason, I think again because of the kind of movie this is, the sort of the nod and the wink to the fans and what they know about the tropes of the series, I think it works better in this context. But we have the scene where Destiny's Child talks about, oh, I'm gonna get a nose job, and I'm like, well, your nose is gonna go in whatever your death is.
Yeah, right.
But
that's a fake out, though, right? She wakes up from that.
Yeah,
that's
true, and it's kind of like the writers are sort of playing with your knowledge of that or your expectations that's going to happen.
Actually, that's interesting because normally in a Freddy movie,
got your nose.
But she would have woken up without her nose normally, right? That what happens in the dream would have happened. It doesn't for her. She wakes up, she's intact.
Well, he's not, full battery Freddy yet, right?
He's not full strength.
Okay,
right? Yeah.
So he's only able to kill in the dream.
Right.
Yeah, and again, so the got your nose. We're also back to Pun Master Freddy.
Yeah,
right?
very much so.
He's fairly deadpan. He's deadpan demon in the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back to Pun Master.
Oh, right before that nose shot, I think I mentioned this in the ranking episode, but this is the best use of Bob Shea. Have him the principal. He doesn't say a word. Hard cut soon as he starts walking towards Will and his friend, and they just run away. Don't let him do too much.
The other good thing of Ronnie Hugh is he's sort of good at eliminating sort of aspects of the series that you've only kept around because of sentimental reasons. Mm-hmm. So cutting out Kane Hodder as pissed goalie.
You know what? Cutting out Kane Hodder as pissed goalie is reason enough to do this film at all.
Yeah, I agree. But also, you don't get your Robert Shea cameo either. Like, we don't need that. That's been an albatross around these movies now.
At the very least, we're not going to hear him talk.
Something that and again, like expanding the world of Springwood in a way we've never seen before, at least not seen done successfully before. And I think they go back to the Twilight Zone. They draw on that Monsters on Maple Street episode. That kind of neighbor paranoia feel, which comes across really strongly. Yeah.
I have a question, though. Why does the library redact all the stories about Freddy instead of just throwing them out? It's like they leave them there.
Because it's a library. You can't... That's censorship.
Well, this town seems in favor of French censorship of everything Freddy related.
Well, that's it. The library, library can't erase history. It can just redact it.
All right.
That was Nixon's solution to Watergate, wasn't it? It was like release transcripts of the tapes and redact
all the bad shit that I was the mastermind.
And all the reference, and all the racial slurs.
Right.
Expletive deleted. It's like expletive deleted. That's where he called him a dirty Jew boy.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, that's funny. It's kind of cool as well because the trope of going to the library to do research and it's all redacted. Freddy morphs into people in this movie in a way we've never seen him do before. He's continually morphing into people.
Yeah, but he's done that before. He does that constantly.
But he doesn't morph. I suppose that's just the digital.
Yeah, maybe that's just the limitations. But I mean, he's the...
Yeah.
Even from 1984, he's the hall pass girl.
Yeah, it's just the morphing, I think I'm fixating on. Okay. The Odo of it all. Odo is a shapeshifter.
I wrote down that in the van, Mark... Sherlock Holmes, Why the Town Forgot. It's an amazing sequence of watching him figure out what he never could have figured out.
Yeah, they figure out... Yeah, there's no sense of how they're figuring out Freddy's plan, aside from really good guesswork.
Yeah, I mean, it's an astounding bit of good work with the logic jumps. Like, so this happened, and then so they must have done this, and then he must just be weak. You know what? He just needs more kills, and then we'll remember. I mean, he really goes the full scope of the movie.
You need one of those mind maps from Sleepy Hollow, you know, where he's where he just writes everything out and then connects it all together with arrows, and that tells you what's going on.
Interesting.
I love the idea of putting Freddy's boiler room in the barn.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, it represents how he's hiding in the plain sight of another famous slasher. It's like it's an intriguing idea that he's, you know, behind the scenes while it looks like another famous slasher is conducting the murders.
Sure.
This is we go back to the boiler room because this is the first time we get full power Freddy.
Yeah, right.
Restored to power reset.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to reintroduce him in the way he was introduced in the first movie.
Correct.
And, you know, I think we probably covered this last year, but they've each, to get the wrestling metaphor back in here, the characters in the movie take different sides. Not necessarily that they're in support of either side, but they're like, I think this guy's going to win. Like, I think this is the guy to be worried about. Like,
they discuss it at certain points in the film, right?
Yeah. It's like, who cares about a dream guy?
This guy, I'm awake, and this guy's coming after. Pissed Goalie is coming right at me, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they've got different characters in their corners, bigging them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only messy part of this whole... Not the only mess, apart from the astounding guesswork, which is a big shortcut for them finding out what's going on. The dad murder subplot...
Yes, right.
Is enough going on with two killers without adding a third. I know it eventually
turns out he wasn't. It was Freddy all along.
Yeah, but it kind of... I don't know. It sort of muddies things up a little bit for me.
Yeah, it almost even feels too connected to that original movie, to the ending.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As though Laurie is Nancy, but she's not.
But it seems like he's trying to cover up his own guilt, which is it's just distracting. I think distracting from the idea. Like, I suppose we're supposed to think, well, he obviously didn't do it. It's Freddy, but he's doing everything he would do if he did the murder to cover it up.
Yeah, sure, right.
So you're sort of like, is this just an added? Is this another murderer for us to deal with? It's just very distracting.
Even if he's not a murderer, he's making bad choices.
Well, people keep saying, you can't trust any of the adults. I'm like, yeah, this is what the series is about.
That's true. Yeah.
We've learned this.
True, even in this movie. I don't know. We're moving at a pretty good clip. Yeah. Maybe we should take a break and...
Yeah, we've only got half a movie to talk about. So.
Come back to the cornfield. Well, we can't.
Can't talk about the cornfield.
Yeah. Can't talk.
Cornfield is pissed Goalie territory.
We could talk about right before that in his boiler room. The sort of the WWF aspect of the. Well, why don't we just do it before we go? Just one note. But I like that fact that Freddy's in the boiler room. He's looking for Gib. She hides in the locker. He's about to stab her. Pissed Goalie shows up, and he's like, "No, that's mine." And you have that very like that reminds me of the wrestling thing that you've been talking about throughout, where that's my kill. How dare you? And then what happens.
And then something happens in a cornfield.
Yeah.
We can't talk about.
All right, we'll be right back.
In order to find out about that, check out a previous episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is Jason.
All right, we'll be right back right after this.
I like to think I know something about beer, but nowadays even I get overwhelmed when confronted by the exhaustive selection of craft beers they have at bars, breweries, and even grocery stores. Back in the day you had one, maybe two craft beers to choose from, and if you were confused, you ordered a Guinness. But in beerstinations like San Diego, the craft beer options lately are in double, sometimes even triple digits. So what's a beer drinker to do? You need what I need, the Vegas Beer Guys. Your beer of choice should be a perfect blend of malt and hops. And so a live show about beer needs that same balance. And the Vegas Beer Guys matches beer expert Dan Aker with self-proclaimed beer novice Stephen J. Weiss. The results are eminently drinkable. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram. They'll try new beers, they'll tell you about beers. Think of them as your beer Sherpas guiding you up a foamy-headed mountain to reach the peak of your pint. God, I need a beer.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Tom and I are here discussing the 2003 film Freddy vs. Pissed Goalie. Directed by Ronnie Yu. Yeah, a lot of stuff happens in that cornfield.
You didn't write notes about the cornfield, did you?
Well, I just like to keep track of where I am in the film. I
Okay,
kind of,
fair enough.
you know.
You should have just written the word cornfield and then moved on.
Yeah, I know. But it's like when you're just sitting there watching for like a full 5 minutes, I'm like, I haven't written anything. Okay, I'll just put down.
That's the joy of doing this movie twice. Can just sit and watch it,
Right.
let it wash over me.
Well, for me,
Like a normal moviegoer.
because first of all, when the kids leave in the van, this is when we get the great line of that goalie was pissed about something.
Mm-hmm.
But as for some reason they separate, right? Because Will is just outside Laurie's home.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get this terrifying scene of the father dragging her out of the car in a manner in which
Right.
it makes him look like he must have murdered his own wife.
I think that, yeah, that I think that's what they're going for, but why?
I think it works to cross purposes for the movie as a whole, though. I mean, that's how you were talking before we went to commercial, but
Yeah, I agree. I think it harms the movie to kind of have to go down this well.
yeah. And it's so funny because it's like, it does really feel like an abused child because she has to like escape out of her own window and run down the street in very little clothing, like in the rain.
And I do like that aspect of it. I think, arguably the parents are kind of let off the hook a little bit for what they did in the previous movie, but here it's such an organized conspiracy that
Sure.
there's you can't pretend that they're not participating in a criminal cover-up.
Yeah, right.
Even with, and again, the redactions makes you think of Watergate and Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. So we go to, where are they in? They're in a school, in the school laboratory, or they go to the school.
Oh, really? When they're all in that room?
What is that place? No, the place that. Oh no, yeah, we do. We go to the. There's a dream sequence involving snakes and wires in feet.
That's with Mark's brother.
That's Mark's brother. Yeah.
So first he sees his brother in the bloodbath, and then he himself is stuck to the floor. It's good visceral horror.
Really good, yeah. And it also drew. I think it's like rather. I mean, it's a recycle of imagery we'd already seen in the Nightmare films, but it feels like Ronnie Yu's drawing on an archive of dream kill imagery that exists in the franchise.
And he does something different in which, because the kids, the other kids, Will and Laurie, they go up to his house outside his window, but he's facing the window. And meanwhile, Freddy's slashing his back. So they're not seeing what's happening to his back, but they can see he's writhing in pain.
Definitely.
And so that's an interesting thing. I mean, he does show it to us. He cuts away to us seeing. But the real terror of it for me is him looking at his friends in the face.
Yeah.
As it's happening to him.
Definitely.
I think Ronnie Yu's got a good eye for that kind of thing.
Really good eye. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's at that moment that Freddy's fully back. That's what I wrote down in my notes.
Yeah, he's a little... I mean, we know Freddy is pretty loose-lipped anyway, but he's kind of loose-lipped about what it is happening in the movie. It's like, would you want to give this much information to your victims?
Yeah, right.
So they can kind of get ahead of...
Get ahead of the curve. Yeah, right.
Well, I think you made reference to this, the scene where they all meet up.
Yeah. I think last year I was calling them the Scooby Gang.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
And the cop...
It's also...
The cop meets up with them.
As we said last year, it's also, the meeting scene is just the transcript of the writers trying to figure out the movie.
Yeah, right.
Because you have the lines about, Jason is water, Freddy is fire, how do we use that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's my note.
So they... Mm-hmm. Sorry, pissed goalie.
And then you have a terribly troubling scene because she falls asleep and her dad comes to her and kisses her.
Yes.
But it's Freddy.
Yeah, it's kind of... And this is, again, is there more to this story of her and her dad? Like,
exactly.
Is he like the bad dad in Halloween 6?
Mm-hmm. Kind of looks like him, doesn't he?
Are you gonna actually? Because we never really play it that in Nightmare that we want anyone to be killed by Freddy. Like we've already had one example of pissed goalie doing it in this movie, and I feel that's more of a pissed goalie thing that we frequently take out characters we don't like,
sure,
and enjoy seeing killed. I don't think we ever get that in Nightmare. There's like no one who we feel deserves it, that we enjoy seeing them die. I mean, there might be characters who are annoying to us as viewers, but they weren't intended to be.
Yeah, right.
Whereas, in the pissed goalie movies, all the kind of annoying prankster characters, you're like, yeah, finish them off.
Yeah.
Pissed goalie.
Go ahead.
Take them first. That's interesting. I never thought about that. We don't have that dimension at all.
Well, at the beginning of this movie, we do.
But that's pissed goalie killing. But I mean, in the Nightmare...
in the Nightmare movies. Yeah.
They're all undeserving deaths. Right?
I think that's probably part and parcel.
The coach in 2, maybe?
Maybe. Because otherwise you have... It's always teenage kids, and when they're at their most vulnerable, because they're always asleep. And so I think that negates some of that, right? Like you don't have...
Yes, so.
And also, I think also the series generally avoids tropes when it could have tropes. 2 is a good example with the jock character. He could normally be a bigger dick that you want to see die, but you don't. He turns out to be a good friend and a good guy. He just eats like an animal.
Yeah. But it's kind of like, I don't know. I guess her character, Laurie, I can't believe it's fucking...
I know.
Get some new names, horror movies.
I think they think it's different because I'm pretty sure they spell it Lori.
They spell it Lry. Yeah, but it sounds like Laurie when you say it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
But this is, a good use of dreams as like... And again, a use of dreams we've not really seen. Dreams as a portrayal, which they are, certainly and probably my dreams more than most, a portrayal of your worst anxieties and neuroses.
Like maps.
Stuff that you're gonna do. No, I mean literally. I have tons of examples in my mind where sometimes I wake up and think, and then I'll dream something and then it'll happen. I'll be like, oh my god, I'm a psychic. And then I think about it and I go, it's always something that I knew was gonna happen.
Yeah, right.
And it was my subconscious telling me. Like
you were
breakups.
Worried about it all along.
Like I dreamt breakups with people in the way that they actually happened. Yeah. In real life, and that's because on a subconscious
you knew it was
level,
heading towards that.
I knew the person hating me, and I knew exactly the reasons why. Right. and my subconscious was able to extrapolate the manner in which they would leave
sure.
me. But like for a while, I was like, I'm a psychic, and then I was just like, no, it's just so. If she's thinking at this point, what's my dad capable of? Mm-hmm. Then she's going to have a dream like this.
Sure.
It's great that we have the internet now, so we can look up Hypnosol instead of using all those floppy disks like we had 2 and 3.
Right.
As the internet changes, internet searches change storytelling forever. As we're able to follow the trail of the FDA approval of the drug.
Of the drug Hypnosil.
Yeah.
But it's, again, going back to the writers, that's smart to keep that thread.
Yeah.
And especially when before it was always being used to save an individual person or a group of people. Here it's used to suppress and deny freedom to a whole group of people.
It is called Hypnosil, so I'm not surprised it's a drug used to manipulate people.
Right.
So where are they when we have the Freddy turns into a caterpillar and they have the stoner sequence?
They're at I guess it's the asylum, another asylum.
That's right.
That's where the boys came from, Mark and Will.
And then Freddy goes back into possession mode. He possesses not Jay and makes him.
Yeah.
So we're using different versions of the Nightmare mythology.
Yeah.
Freddy's kind of like, the idea is sort of like everything Freddy's done throughout all the Nightmare movies, he's capable of doing at any time. Mm-hmm. He just chooses to switch it up.
Yeah, we're playing that. We're playing some other best hits because right before they go to that hospital, Laurie, when she wakes up out of the dad kissing her, I think she tears Freddy's ear off. So you have that aspect of you can pull them into reality. That's where they start to get the idea. Because I guess it turns out that's always how you have to try to get rid of Freddy. You got to bring him into reality. Unless he's trying to get into reality, and then you have to push him back into the dream state like New Nightmare.
Is it in this scene where he regrows his arms?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of nice, like that. And when you've got two different horror franchise characters, you've got to figure out what distinguishes one from the other. As far as we know, pissed Goalie can't suddenly regrow his own arm.
Sure.
But Freddy's magic, so he can.
Yeah, right.
He can do whatever he wants in the world of imagination.
Sure. And he's pouring out all the drugs, all the Hypnosil that they came to get.
Mm-hmm. And my next note is about the pinball. Pinball Freddy.
Pinball? My next note is he kills the cop.
Oh, yeah.
Is that part of the pinball? No, that's right.
No, pinball happens entirely in Dreamworld.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's when they start fighting.
Because they're trying to put Jason under.
Yeah.
So Freddy can defeat him, right? And then
Freddy has decided that pissed Goalie has gotten a little too big for his britches. I just needed you to. Now I need you to back the fuck off. You've served your purpose.
Yeah. And so, like Freddy tends to do dream kills in the form of games.
I love that there's a fundamental misunderstanding between serial killers where Freddy says, surely he'll just do what I want and stop killing people after that.
Well, it's a fundamental disrespect for his intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's kind of... not that anyone has thought about it on this level, but Freddy's view is he's a dum-dum.
Mm-hmm.
So I can make him do anything. But because he's such a dum-dum, he doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah, right.
Freddy hadn't anticipated that. But yet, so they do, like, where Jason is kind of being battered around like a pinball. And it's sort of like, this is kind of, for me, I like the idea of using this rather than a game that will date within a year like they did with Super Nintendo stuff. It probably wasn't Super Nintendo back then. It was probably just Nintendo.
That's funny.
Super Nintendo Charmers. And then we get, like, they also make good on the potential of Super Freddy, because Freddy flies, he goes underwater.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of got a superhero quality.
Sure.
Like Aquaman or Superman. Like, Super Freddy didn't have any superhero powers.
Just bullets bounce off of him. That's about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and he possesses the dad as well.
He does?
Yeah, he gets Well, he must have done. So how? Because he literally saw the dad kill the mom, but Freddy must have been inside him.
Well, I think he just morphed. No?
Well, why would he bother morphing?
To make the kid think that dad killed her.
What, to make the dad? Well, he knows he didn't kill her.
No, to make the kid think that dad killed her.
Jason Ritter?
Yeah.
But why would he want that? And how did he know? But then he wouldn't want that kid to get locked up.
Well, because does that lead to his being forgotten?
I think he's possessing people again, like he did with Jesse.
Maybe.
I think it's like he can do anything as long as it's been demonstrated.
Is there a shot of that? Does he?
But he says he saw it happen. Like
I'm starting to think that no, that can't be. This cannot be. I was starting to think that he dressed up as his dad.
Well, he likes to do that. We know.
Like there's a shot. I'm starting to remember a shot of his back turned to the kid, and the kid sees him and runs away. And then when he turns around, he's Freddy.
Yeah, I think that's okay. So he's. But does that? Is it just that the whole idea of possession versus morphing is kind of muddy?
Yeah, I think so.
When is it one? When is the other? Okay.
Literally, did he just put on dad's pajamas?
We'll never know.
I mean, it seems like it would be more of a morphing situation. Wait, why would the kid...
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, because...
That was an accident that he's not putting
in
on
his
a show
dream, he could morph, but he's not out of the dream world, right? But the kid's awake seeing it?
I think it's possession. I think it has to be possession.
All right. Interesting.
Well,
now
there's a couple of
they're heading back
really
to
troubling
pissed goalie's territory, right?
Yeah. I can't say anything about that. So
all right,
we've already covered it. We've got a couple of really troubling moments coming up, because the scene where Freddy attacks Laurie and he's kind of like talking about taking her virginity. First time's a little messy.
Yeah.
And then there's the dark meat line.
Right.
It's kind of like...
Why do we expect better from Freddy?
Why we expect Freddy, exactly. Yeah, I love that. Like, rape has always been an undertone of Freddy, but it's only here where the movie decides it's his MO. Am I right in thinking that? Or does he just never get far enough? I know in the first movie they back off from the sexual abuse.
Of the children.
Of the children.
There's a thing between him and Nancy. Which
is very sexualized.
I think they are deliberately in a gray area about, because they always just kind of refer to him as a child murderer,
which they re-edited, I believe.
Really?
It was or that it was in the original draft that he was a rapist too, and they took it out.
But he's so sexual in nature that it's hard not to make that leap.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Agreed.
So as he's doing all this shit here with Laurie, it's not like it's coming out of nowhere.
No, agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's sort of, it's spoke, say the quiet part loud for the first time.
Right.
Although, yeah, I maybe, I'm your boyfriend now and that kind of thing. Like, it's certainly, it's kind of, like you say, that the as kind of a gray area, blurring the lines a little bit.
Right.
He's got, and this is to me where the movie kind of picks up again.
Absolutely.
When he's throwing gas canisters and
pissed
goalie, saying "Man the torpedoes,"
and he's got the big, what is it, water tower or whatever that he's thrown around, and the steel rods.
They go back to spray blood.
Yeah.
They stop doing digital blood and they do spray blood, like, blood with like
welcome relief,
pressurized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there must be a pressure to do digital, but it really adds to the sequence. It's kind of Monty Python Holy Grail blood.
But you get that sort of playfulness too, that playfulness aspect of Freddy, which is
the Wile E. Coyote aspect.
Yeah, totally.
Like Fire defeats Freddy.
Mm-hmm. Kind of, sort of.
Well, like, he's already burned.
Yeah.
He was already burned and died.
Right.
So what good does burning him again do?
Well, I think it's one of those things that, as a writer,
it's conceptual.
It's conceptual, and you say, that makes sense. One's fire, one's water, what can we do with that?
Yeah. The last time he survived death the last time he was burned.
Yeah.
I suppose they burn him at the end of they reburn him at the end of
New Nightmare.
The first one.
Yeah, that one too.
And the first one.
Yeah.
Do they burn him? How often do they burn him? At least twice.
Yeah.
Then more?
I don't know if he's burned 2 through.
Okay, 2. How does he die in 2? Burn.
2...
It's burnt. He gets burned.
Oh, he does get burned.
And then Jesse comes out of him.
Yeah, yeah. That's
3,
right.
Buried.
Buried in 3. 4 is sort of
mirror.
The mirror and the bodies come out of him. The souls.
Although I guess the burning doesn't take in 1. We can't count it because he that doesn't work.
That's true. He disappears.
When Fat Freddy burns, but real Freddy's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2, then 5. What happens in 5 in Dream Child? How does he die then?
Let's see. He's hanging upside down. Oh, Mom takes him in and goes into the doors.
Okay, so no burning there either.
No burning there.
Just got 2.
And 7, he's dynamited.
Well, 6, what happens in Freddy's Dead? How does he die in Freddy's Dead? Is that fire?
That's
Exploding
what I'm talking
head.
about. Yeah.
That's not 7, that's 6.
Did I say 7?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant 6.
There's no way I could possibly know that. Exploding head.
Yeah, he's got a Terminator 2 pipe bomb.
Exploding head, and then New Nightmare, he's burned.
Yeah.
So that's just 2 of the sequels he gets burned in. So this is rare. To use he's cooked rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think you're. I mean, I know I kind of gone down a rabbit hole about it, but I think your initial instinct is right that it's something you put in the script because it seems like it makes sense.
Right.
even though when you break it down, you're like, well, this isn't normally how we kill him,
right? And
he's also already burned, so this should have no effect on him. If anything, he should be impermeable to fire.
Right. He should be all set on fire. It should be.
Yeah.
He takes it in and it makes him stronger.
And I am going to cross-reference our coverage of last year's movie, last year's coverage of the movie. It's not like they make a Freddy versus Jason every year.
No.
That would be something. Like the remaking of Thunderball. That was supposed to be a new one every couple of years.
Yeah.
New remake of Thunderball. But the scene where the total cocksmith gets killed.
Oh, going way back.
Yeah. Which is piss goalie territory. But I remember last year, and going back to my notes about how that death exploited the fear of anal rape.
Okay.
Because you see him bent over from getting the machete from behind.
Yeah.
And so it's like the fear of penetration.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like masculine fears of being penetrated by another man. And I think the same's going on in Freddy's death here. He's penetrated by his own arm, and then it's impaled in him. And I
that's
think
true.
So I think there's this idea of like exploiting fears about, and your Cronenberg's movies are into this. It's like the fear of being penetrated sexually, violated sexually,
or violently. Yeah.
Yeah, violently. So that really read to me this time as like
Oh, I also have a note here. It's the only misstep, at least for me, where there's a shot that I don't like that I do like, but I think Ronnie Yu kind of messes it up, where Freddy jumps out of the water right before that onto the dock, but he blares it out with an all red coating.
Yeah.
And I just want it in its natural state.
Yeah.
Because it looks so fucking great, him jumping out of the water.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know, it takes away from it when it's all flashed out in red.
Agreed. Yeah.
It's one of those things that seems like a good idea, but doesn't sit right.
Well, again, you're never going to recapture that feeling of the first Piss Goalie movie.
Right.
Where Piss Goalie jumps out of the water.
Yeah. And you mentioned it, but he gets stabbed with his own hand, claw, and loses his head.
Yeah.
But Laurie does that.
Laurie does that, yeah.
Yeah.
And
then we get the wink.
What do you think of the wink? Because presumably, if you don't like the Looney Tunes stuff in 6, you're not going to like this.
No, this is not a Looney Tunes moment. This is a Freddy moment.
Well, he winks at the camera. It was total Looney Tunes breaking of the fourth wall.
Yeah, but in a perfect way. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting where you draw the line.
Love it.
And it was a reshoot, right? I mean,
Was it?
Yeah. Well, because they realized that that they'd made an ending in which one of them had clearly won, and they realized that that's not what the fans are going to want. The fans are going to want.
Yeah, right.
They have to. It has to. Each side has to have plausible deniability that their side won.
Mm-hmm.
So they added on this ending where, Freddy's beheaded, but he's, winking as if it's all part of a bigger plan.
I can't remember what I was... Maybe it was the documentary.
It was in the documentary.
The documentary made it feel like most people think, despite the fact that his head's off his body, that Freddy won this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all from the wink.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you can't stop Freddy.
Piss Goalie got the... Yeah, I mean, as long as there's dreams, there'll be Freddy.
Sure.
Whereas, Jason gives it... Oh, sorry. Piss Goalie lives a good long time.
Get your shit together.
Sorry. Nearly made it a whole episode. Piss Goalie lives a good long time, but only because they cryogenically freeze him.
Yeah, sure. And turn him into a robot. Spaceman.
Yeah.
Spacing. All right, well, there you have it. You got a credit check?
Yes.
I wonder if it's the same or different.
It's not. It's different.
Awesome.
I didn't reuse anything. I double checked to make sure there was no overlap. You're getting a brand new credit check.
Love it.
Again, just blood and stone for the end credits. They're sort of like just general horror things. Nothing that's specific to either of them.
Yeah.
One of the best cast credits ever, Glowing Raver. I love that. You know exactly who that is.
Yep.
And Glowing Raver gets a stunt double.
Oh, nice.
So Glowing Raver is 2 people. Another one of the most cool sounding job titles to put on your resume, Inferno Artist.
Right.
But it also might backfire because people might think it's just a euphemism for you being an arsonist. I'm an Inferno Artist. You mean an arsonist? Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Here's my portfolio. Lots of burnt things from all the buildings that I set fire to. Transportation Captain Norman Hunger.
All right then, sir.
So, preempting the catering credit there.
Norman Hunger.
Yeah.
That's great.
Imagine what happens when Norman Hunger turns up to the craft services. It's like, we better get in there before Norman Hunger gets here. There'll be no food left.
Put out more meatballs.
It's child-sold meatballs. Do you think that they ever did that? They ever decided to theme the catering around the Freddy movies?
You mean on set?
Yeah, like they had
Oh, wow.
soul meatball pizza and...
I doubt it.
Yeah.
They wanted people to keep their lunch.
Put, like, you just carve little faces into the meatballs.
Yeah. Anything else?
And there is...
Oh, go.
Well, there's a special thanks for Yaphet Kotto.
That's delightful.
I don't know why. I know if that's an apology for not using him properly in Freddy's Dead.
That makes sense. Maybe he gave him some ideas.
Well, I know he's given plenty of writers ideas about how he can return to movies in which he's died.
Nice.
But he didn't die, did he? And
no.
Maybe they had a part for him and they wrote it out or something, or they maybe because there's no continuing characters in this, is there?
No.
It's a brand new cast, so maybe at some point they were considering bringing certain people from the franchise back.
Yeah.
He would have been I think it would have been a great one.
They might have...
Maybe he worked in the hospital.
Yeah, they might have thought it would be easy to bring him back, but then they start thinking to themselves, well, now we got to bring somebody back from Pissed Goalie's canon. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be more difficult. Let's just not do it.
Well, they tried with Pissed Goalie. They tried to get the original actor who played Pissed Goalie.
Yeah, that's true. She said, no dice.
No. No dice. Yeah, so I mean, that's all speculation, but it's interesting. But then this movie went through so many variations over the years. I wonder whether at one point it was more of a legacy sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that works to its advantage, actually, that it exists in its own realm.
Yeah, sure.
Like it follows the mythology, but it doesn't have any of the continuing characters except the two, because the focus is on the two, contenders.
Mm-hmm.
That's what matters. So in a way, it's kind of good to get a clean slate so you can just focus on them.
Yeah, it's smart.
Mm-hmm.
We said it before. The writers, there's continuity problems, but according to them, all of that was in the movie, and they cut it out. But the stuff that's left in, they did a good job.
Yeah, they did
matching these two things together. It's good. All right, is that it?
Yeah.
Well, all right then. I guess all that's left is, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't told us what you thought last time, you're going to have to tell us what you think this time. I mean, it's basically a whole new episode. We talk about just Freddy. So.
Yeah. Everything we weren't allowed to talk about last time.
Yeah. In order to do that, get on the books and the grams and the threads.
Long-form podcasting right now.
The blue skies. See, now I forgot one.
X?
Yeah, X.
I don't have a good record of knowing whether you've said X or not, so it was a 50-50 shot.
I usually get to chastise you. I fucking said X.
Yeah. No, well, now I'm attentively listening to...
Oh, that's a first.
Just to this part. Rest of the episode, I could give a crap.
Understood.
I realize that the way to look like I'm listening to you is to listen when you're doing Money Corner and when you're doing this, because that's when you think I'm not listening.
Yes, of course.
And then just tune out the rest of the time.
Those moments are a red herring.
Like Red Herring Joe from Freddy's Dead.
Or send an email to everythingsequel@gmail.com. That's it. When you hear us next, we're going to be pitching sequels. Right? Yeah.
We will. How do you follow up 2 spin-offs in a row?
Yeah, exactly. What do you do with a problem like Freddy Krueger?
Do you just keep making spin-offs until you build a build a shared universe? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Kevin Feige it up.
There you go. Do you what you were saying about New Nightmare? Just the whole fuck. Now I forgot the phrase.
Multiverse.
Multiverse. Yeah, alternate timelines or.
Yeah, in this reality, Freddy's a media character. In this one, he's real, and then in this one he's a robot, and in this one he's a
Girl Scout
zombie. Yeah. And then you can what if whatever the fuck you want.
Perfect. All right. Well, look forward to that.
President of the United States. I take Freddy Krueger over our current president, that's for sure.
Agreed.
We should get some better puns out of it.
All right. Look forward to that, ladies and gentlemen. For Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions, Michael Shantz here of the How Dare You Awards. We will be back. Say goodbye to everybody, Tom.
Tilt! I love a pinball reference.
Me too.
That's great. I love pinball.
Yeah, I love pinball.
Machine? I think it's one of the.
I used to be a hardcore Addams Family pinball machine player.
Where was that pinball machine?
Different places. Most recently, Round Table Pizza. But that was back in 2009.
Do you follow it around wherever it goes, like the Wienermobile?
No, yeah, and I haven't seen it in quite a while. I think it's, what's that place called? Coin Op? Yeah. That was the last place I see it, but I don't go there often, so.
It's funny. You think that, like, that those dedicated arcade bars would be places I want to go all the time, but I kind of want to find a pinball machine in its natural setting. For some reason, it's not the same when they. It's not because it literally it's like exactly. 50. There's like 50 pinball machines, any possible pinball variation you could want. But for some reason, like finding it in its OG setting, it's more. It just feels better. Pure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we leave you on that note about pinball machines. And we'll be back to pitch. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you like podcasts like I do, boy, do I have a treat for you. You need to stay on target and check out the Sounds and Cinema podcast. Listen as your host, sound designer and music creator Tony Parham, and co-host, musical performer and sound lover Derek Hansen, D-Rock if you're nasty, and I am, discuss all things sound related to film, television, stage, and theatrical productions. They discuss environmental sounds, bioacoustics, dialogue, the nature of communication through sound, but as an added bonus, they drink beer and try to stay on target. Find them wherever you get your podcasts and listen to the pure mania of a man who can charitably be described as Doug, the dog from Up, and another man with a soothing and sultry voice trying to get that man to stay on target. That's the Sounds and Cinema podcast. Tune in and listen to the sounds they are creating just for you.